the EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.
Hannah, we got a big show this week. We have a lot of fun. This is all for you, Hannah.
All for me,
it's
and I'm
all
so
for
happy.
you. We have a nice little Mardi Gras and Evergreen Park party.
And Mardi Gras tonight in New Orleans was postponed because of the rain.
The night that we're recording this, it was postponed in the rain.
Yes.
But we're having Mardi Gras here
we are.
in Evergreen Park. And of course, it's a big week. We got so many things that are going on this week. You've got Fat Tuesday, Ash Wednesday hits, and then we've got Lent. So we've got a lot that we've got to cover today because it's a busy week here in Evergreen Park. So we're going to celebrate Mardi Gras. Right?
Yes,
first
and foremost.
I've got a local doctor that is stopping by here tonight at the party.
Because we're going to need one.
And he is going to tell me all about how nervous you should actually be about the coronavirus. I'm definitely asking about that because I'm a hypochondriac.
It is never going
But also
away.
about, like, what happens if, say, like, you had a doctor in Evergreen Park and all of a sudden you found out that he may not have vaccinated your children, which has been, like, a big story. So we're going to ask about that as well. Look how nervous he is over there. So we're going to get to that. Okay, we have Reed and Bridget from one of my favorite places to stop in and just kind of hang out. Cool Clouds, one of the big Evergreen Park businesses. They are down here celebrating at the party. There are people milling about. As we sit down here, there's king cake. We've got Popeye's chicken,
red beans and rice,
I had to
dirty
figure out
rice.
it was like, we have to have some Cajun
sparkle.
food. And I was like, I guess I'll go to Popeye's. Like, I didn't know where else to
that's what
go.
we eat back home,
So I've got
Popeyes.
that as well. There is a lot ahead. So are you ready to start the party?
I am ready.
Let's go. It is now time for your EP Word on the Street, brought to you proudly by Unidad, a Latin kitchen and bar. Remember, happy hour Tuesday through Friday, 4 until 6. Special pricing on a rotating cocktail and appetizer menu at the bar area. Get over and visit them at 3339 West 95th Street. As you heard on last week's show, Most Holy Redeemer has their trivia night this Saturday, February 29th. $450 for a table you can have up to 10 people at. You must purchase those tickets in advance. St. Bernadette is having their annual St. Patrick and St. Joseph family party Saturday, March 14th, 4 p.m. Mass, 5 to 8 p.m. hot corned beef dinner, music, cash bar. Call 708-220-4148 for more information. The youth department is also planning a St. Patrick's Day green tasting party Tuesday, March 17th from 3 to 5 p.m. Everything they're going to be eating is going to be green, plus green drinks. Oh, please tell me they have some Ecto Cooler. It's open to grades 5 through 12. Make sure those kids don't miss it. The EP Podcast was out at several events this past weekend. One of them was the Evergreen Park Library's Sip and Sample event, one of my favorite events to go to each and every year. And if you missed it, or you sipped a little bit too much and maybe forgot about it, here's what happened. What's your name?
Sharon Weber.
And what did you like best here tonight at the Sip and Sample?
The great community, and the samples were delicious. The sips were good.
What was the best item? Like, what was the best thing to eat? Like, there had to be something you were like, yeah, that was good.
TT's fried rice was the best.
That was good stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And the music is really great.
The music is good. Everything's really good. Hi, what's your name?
Dolores Smith.
Hi, Dolores. What was the best thing that you sampled tonight?
Probably the scones from
The
Cape
scones?
Bradley.
They were good?
Yes.
What about the sips?
I only had one.
Only one sip?
Yes.
There were sips everywhere
There
here.
was.
My wife has had like 42 sips tonight.
I ate the pasta that Don Morrissey made. It was delicious.
That was good stuff?
Oh, very good.
Where's that from again? Is that the one over at Red Palm?
Yes.
The Red Palm stuff. That's good stuff. He did that last year too. I had some. That's some good stuff right there. What's your name?
Pam Cooper.
Okay, so what did you like best here tonight? What was the best sample you had?
Wow, that's a big one. Probably the pork sandwiches and the
mac and cheese. That was good stuff over there. Yeah, that was some good stuff. What about sipping? How many sips have we had tonight?
Enough.
Enough sips?
But I'm good to drive.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Was there a specific one that you liked the best, or a certain station you liked?
I probably like the Prosecco.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Bubbly. You like the bubbly stuff. What's your name?
I still have an accent, but if you want to take my statement, my name is Dana.
That's a wonderful accent. Where's your accent from?
Bulgaria.
Oh, Bulgaria? Okay, it's a beautiful accent.
Yeah,
so what did you like the most?
This evening, I like the most the pastry. I sample almost everything from the sips. I like Cabernet Sauvignon, the wine that I definitely will buy from Venice, Processo.
This table seems like it's having an awful lot of fun over here. I don't know how many samples they have, but there may have been a few sips. What are we sipping on tonight?
Whatever bottle my husband brought over.
A little red blend.
What do we got? We know?
Hi, how are you? Some red blends.
Some red blends. Okay, so is this your first sip and sample?
It is.
Okay, and so what did you like the best about tonight?
I like the community part of it. I got to see so many people I don't get to see on a regular basis. It was really cool.
It's kind of cool. There's like a lot of people. Are you bumping into like people that you haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, it was amazing. So many friends, and actually my friend right here, we haven't seen each other in probably a year, so it's
really. And then you just bump into each other at this thing, huh? She's using that book stack to she's making sure that book stack doesn't fall over right now.
Yes.
So what are we sipping on over here?
Corbel, thank you.
Corbel. Yeah, this guy over here, he just brought over a whole bottle for you, huh? John, you're a lifesaver for this table.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just really a humanist.
Yeah, so, you are.
I'll top you off.
All right. John's bringing me some Corbel now. John's my new best friend. What's your name?
I'm just a normal mom in the neighborhood.
Okay, normal mom in the neighborhood. Who's got a Corbel in one hand and a red blend in the other one. That's a normal mom in the neighborhood right there. and a little piece of cheesecake in front of her. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh, that's not mine, but I'll take it.
We just got another light.
Nikki Seidel, how did it go this year?
Oh, I think it was our best one yet,
It was
Chris.
awesome. I didn't want to say that to you first. Like, I wanted to wait for you to say it. But seriously, I mean, it was packed, and it just felt like it was bigger than any other time.
We had more restaurants represented this year than we have in the past. And again, it happens, it's a cross-section of Evergreen Park. There's people here I've known for 30 years, and there's people I've just met tonight. So that's the best thing about this event.
Well, you're going to love this. I walked around and I said, what was your favorite thing? And I kept waiting for somebody to say food. And everybody kept going, it's the community, and it's the hanging out with people. And I was like, oh my gosh, Nikki's going to love this.
I know, because that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea of it. That's why we do it every year. And we raise a lot of money for the library, which is a great thing. People
what do we get? We get more books?
No, this year we're...
Sink to Bismarck?
So you can make your son read it? No, this year we're buying makerspace and STEM activities for the teen.
Oh, that's good
for
stuff.
The teen room. Yeah.
Oh, in the teen room.
Yeah, in
excellent.
The teen room. Yeah, so.
Well, congrats on a big night.
Well, thank you very much, Chris. You're a big part of it.
Does your financial advisor actually take time to listen to you? Is your financial strategy personalized for you and your family? Will your financial advisor be there as your life and financial situation changes? Why worry about those things when Tom Walsh is nearby? He's your local Edward Jones financial advisor. He works with you, focusing on what's important to you. He uses an established process to create personalized financial strategy, and he partners with you to help your strategy stay on track. Listen, families in South Chicagoland have been benefiting from Tom's get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values for over 18 years. Contact my close personal friend and also a fellow Brother Rice alumni, Tom Walsh. He's your local Edward Jones advisor, located in Mount Greenwood, right outside of the EP at 111th and Kedzie. Member SIPC. Joining us down here at my 9-foot homemade oak bar in my basement in Evergreen Park, another guest, and it's a first time for him. Welcome to the bar, Dr. David Beckman. And you're new to Evergreen Park, aren't you?
Very new.
Yeah?
Thank you, Chris, for having me. Yeah, we started in October, actually, October 2019.
And you have a brand new practice, Family First Medical Group, located over at 9730 South Western Avenue in Suite 225. You can give them a call, 708-572-7575. And I thought it was funny, you're like the first guest that's reached out because they saw one of the EP podcast billboards. So now the guy who sells me the billboards will be like, you see it works. Some guy called you because of the billboard.
It definitely works.
You didn't look at that and say, that's weird.
I thought initially, what is that? What is that EP podcast? And then I looked it up and I saw, okay, this is a podcast about the whole town. That's interesting. Let's check it out.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. So one of the reasons I brought you in here, we'll ask you a couple different questions, but I don't know if you saw the news here in Evergreen Park recently. Have you seen a little, you don't want to call it a scandal, but there was a guy with a family practice.
Yes.
And now the belief is it's a possibility based upon a note that he left behind that some kids didn't get vaccinated.
Right.
So if somebody in the area, because this just happened recently, somebody in the area, somebody listening to this would have gone to this doctor and was afraid of it, and they come to you. Like, how do you handle something like that? I mean, is there like a test? Is there a way you figure all that out?
So there are some blood tests that you can do to check for immunity to make sure that you've been immunized against certain illnesses, but sometimes you just have to restart the whole vaccine series.
Oh my gosh, you gotta go get the measles, mumps, and rubella ones again and all that stuff?
Sometimes you have to redo it, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now there's certain ones, I know that there's ones that when kids get in the teenage years.
Meningitis vaccine, and then there's also Gardasil, which is for HPV.
That's right.
Yeah.
So now, what if you had like a kid who was a teenager? Like, is it too late on any of these vaccines? Is there anything where somebody's going to show up and you're like, you're past the time to take this?
The only vaccines where it might be too late or where it doesn't really matter as much are some of the pediatric infant vaccines. So things like Haemophilus influenza B or Prevnar pneumonia. Sometimes you don't need to revaccinate there, but with measles, mumps, rubella, meningitis, tetanus, Gardasil, usually there's no issue. You can revaccinate.
Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. I appreciate you letting me ask you that question. Now, I'm going to ask you the other question that, of course, I have to ask a doctor when he sits down here. Do I look like I have coronavirus, and should I be nervous about it? I can't even say it without laughing. Because, like, here's the thing. You tell me if I'm missing this. But it's first of all, it's a tragedy over in China.
Yes.
But when you look at the sheer number of people in China, and then the sheer number of people in the world, and then the number of people that are infected compared to the number of people that have actually passed away, it's like the flu, basically, right? Am I belittling it to call it that? Is the media using it to make it into something bigger than it is?
I believe it's a little bit hyped up more than it needs to be. I mean, if you look at influenza, the flu, the common flu here, there have been 4 million cases of flu in the U.S. And then when you compare that, just this year.
Right.
Just this year.
And that's the ones that are reported because, like, I had a stomach thing and stayed home for 2 days and I had a fever and then got through it, and that's probably the stomach flu, and I just I didn't even go to a doctor. I just fought my way through it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think with the coronavirus, the problem is that because it's in an area where we don't have a lot of access to the doctors and to the information, we just don't know. We don't know a lot about it, but there have been some American patients who've been treated with antiviral medication, and they've actually gotten better when they've had the coronavirus. So the question about the people dying in China is, number one, what kind of medical history do they have? And number two, what kind of access to medical care do they have?
Are they getting taken care of the same way they get taken care of over here? Okay.
Can you give them IV fluids? Are they dying because they're dehydrated? Are they dying because they're not getting antibiotics? Do they not have hospital beds? Like, we don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to something that's not so dire. Do you have people who come in because here's the thing, you get these pandemics, or you get the chance of a pandemic or something that seems scary. I remember I was out in Southern California when SARS happened. I was doing radio in Bakersfield, California, and they actually had a SARS patient in Bakersfield, California, and it happened to be the night that we went to the emergency room because my wife had bad insurance. We were just dating at the time, and the only place she could go was an urgent care.
Oh, no.
And then all of a sudden, like, they come out and they start handing everybody masks, and they're we have a SARS patient. I just was like, we're leaving. We walked right out the door because I didn't know what it was. I'm like, we're out of here, okay? Yeah. And then for the next 3 weeks, I was convinced I had SARS. Every sniffle, I'm like, that's SARS, because I'm a hypochondriac. You get people come walking in after they see something on the news and they're like, I think I got this.
There are those people. Yep, there are those people, yeah. Actually, a couple years ago when it was Ebola,
right? A lot of people thought they had Ebola. They people were knocking on your door.
Some people came in and they said, "I think I have Ebola," and I very calmly said, "You do not. You're okay." So, so it was good.
You're brand new here in Evergreen Park. We always do a segment called Meet the Neighbors. You stopped by here for our Mardi Gras party this week. I appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you get some king cake. Lent is coming up. A lot of Catholics are going to be giving things up. As a doctor, if there was one thing right now that people do or eat or whatever it is that you would say, give this up, what would you give up?
Sugary drinks.
All sugary drinks?
Yes.
But not just sugar. Sugary
drinks.
Sugary drinks. Get rid of them.
Your soda, your juice, your coffee with sugar, your tea with sugar, Gatorade, sugary drinks.
Take your coffee and your tea like a man.
That's right.
All right? Black. Thanks a lot, Doc.
Thank you very much.
You've likely heard of Core Fitness and Physical Therapy in Evergreen Park. They've even been on the EP podcast before, putting me through the paces doing Pilates. Well, now it's time for you to man up. Core Fitness and Physical Therapy is now offering a men's-only mat class Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. The class is designed to guide men through the principles of Joseph Pilates mat work in order to help increase core strength, range of motion, and performance in other fitness activities. $16 per class or $140 for a pack of 10. And women? Core is now offering women's health services, specializing in female-specific conditions such as incontinence, pre-postnatal care, and pelvic pain. Core gives you one-on-one care inside of a facility that's much more like a spa than a clinic. Give them a call today, 708-422-0990, or visit corefitnesspt.com. As the EP podcast Mardi Gras party moves on, I was at another kind of party this past weekend. It was FantaSciFest. This was the first ever attempt by Evergreen Park to have a Comic-Con type event. There were games, Dungeons and Dragons matches, symposiums, vendor tents, and a lot to do. But I'm still looking for the dragon. What's your name, man?
Scott.
Okay, so you're playing some Dungeons and Dragons. How many hours are we in right now at FantaSciFest with Dungeons and Dragons? How long have you been sitting here?
It's about 2 hours.
2 hours. And how many feet has your character moved?
Let's see, 25 feet. Probably about a good
300, maybe 300 feet. It's amazing. It's absolutely incredible. Have you seen any Dungeons and or Dragons yet?
We have seen Dungeons. We have not found a dragon yet.
Wow, that's pretty disappointing.
No dragon.
No dragons? Nothing? Have you seen Baby Yoda yet?
No.
No? Is he in this game?
No.
Oh, well, that's disappointing as well. What's up, dude? What's your name?
My name's Aiden. This is my first time playing.
Yeah? What do you think about Dungeons and Dragons?
It's kind of really fun.
Yeah? Are you going to be a dungeon master someday?
Yeah.
Yeah? And what does it take to be a good dungeon master?
Well, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of patience.
Right? Good luck to you. I hope you find that dragon. All right, I'm going to come over to the dungeon master real quick. What's your name, man?
Tom.
All right, Tom. So you're the dungeon master. It seems that you have, I would say, 87 dice down here of different sizes.
Give or take.
Several pouches, some dry erase markers, some little pieces you can play with, and I don't know, is that a snot rag? What do you got back here?
Oh, this is the eraser. This is the professional's eraser.
You got the dry erase board, what you're doing. So where are we at in the adventure so far? How many hours have you been leading this quest?
This quest specifically, I've been going for 2 hours.
Okay.
They're here. They're looking for some man in a cave.
Okay.
Classic, good family fun.
Looking for a man in a cave.
Yep.
Is there a dragon eventually?
Well, there might be.
There's a lot of people wondering where the dragon is.
When we have to end the game, a dragon might come out.
Might show up. Okay. All right. We got the inside word here. Good luck to you.
Oh, thank you.
So what game are we playing here?
Wingspan.
And what is this game all about?
Birds.
Is that
eggs?
That's what it's about?
Yeah.
So is it like a bird watching game, or what is it exactly?
It's a little bit of a bird watching game,
Okay.
but it's a very straightforward, elegant design.
Do the birds attack each other? Can you attack somebody with your bird?
You don't attack other people, but
Okay.
some birds, like Cooper's hawk,
right,
And
they have
golden
great
eagle,
wine over there.
They do eat other birds.
Okay, so they'll eat other birds.
Other birds from the deck.
So what is the objective of the game?
The objective is to gain points.
Okay.
Numerous different ways of doing it.
Okay.
Many paths to victory.
Okay. So it's a point game.
It is a point game.
It's not a bird-on-bird murder game or something like that. This is much less violent than Dungeons and Dragons, then, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Okay. Are you enjoying FantaSciFest? Nice little way to spend Saturday?
Yes.
What have you checked out here so far besides the bird game?
Happy Salmon.
Okay.
Happy Salmon's a fun game for the whole family, and the cosplay.
What's the best cosplay you've seen so far?
Probably Poison Ivy.
Yeah?
Poison Ivy.
Poison Ivy's good?
Ivy.
I saw the little girl from that's 11 on Stranger Things walking around here.
No.
I haven't seen her yet.
There was a girl dressed up as that. She had an Eggo waffle purse. It was awesome.
That's the best.
Yeah. All right, what's your name?
Brianna Mooney.
Hi, Brianna. Okay, so you are doing what here? Are you like doing a cosplay symposium here? You're teaching people how to do it, or what is this exactly?
We started off doing cosplay chats, introductory things, how we got started, good places to start on your cosplay journey.
Okay.
And general, like, I don't want to say rules, it's more like guidelines, like, hey, if you're on a budget, try going to a thrift store instead of sewing everything.
Okay.
Or make sure you're comfortable, like, don't wear shoes that you can't walk all day in.
What's good cosplay? Because I see these things. I'm not a Comic-Con regular, let's just say, okay? But I see these things, and sometimes I'm like, I know who that character is, and sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what that person's dressed as. Like, if somebody's trying this at first, is it pick whatever you want to be, or should you like at least be able to, like, people should at least recognize who you are, right?
That comes down to me and my friend Natalie. We are a cosplay duo known as the Casual Cosplayers.
Okay.
And we have done characters that everyone recognizes, such as Harley and Ivy.
Right.
Very recognizable. But we've also done characters that no one know who we were. We cosplayed characters from
She's Poison
comics.
Ivy.
Yes.
I can tell that she's Poison
Yes.
Ivy. You, I'm thinking, are the Penguin?
Nope.
What are you?
I am Zatanna.
I don't know what that is.
No one knows who she is.
Okay, so who is Zatanna?
Zatanna is a magic-using hero from DC Comics.
Okay.
So nobody knows who she is.
So is it difficult to do cosplay when nobody knows what it is?
It's all about enjoying it for yourself.
It's all about you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So are you enjoying FantaSciFest? First time ever with this event? You like it?
Yeah, I think we did a good job with this.
It's going pretty well, but of course we learned how to do some things way better next year.
Right.
But it was a good start, and I think a lot of people enjoyed their time here.
And I think our little committee that started it all, I think this was a success. I think we can do it again.
It was definitely a success.
Okay, I'm looking forward to next year with us. So I think
you
you're doing.
coming back?
Yeah, I'll come back.
Who are you
What
going
the
to
heck?
dress up as?
Me, I'll be podcast man.
Hey, Dad, can we go someplace fun for dinner tonight?
Well, I don't want to drive too far, and we're staying in Evergreen Park. And it's got to be someplace I can bring your younger brother, and your mother and I can still get something cold to drink.
I want to have seafood tonight. I want to get messy.
How about this? I have an idea. We'll go to the Crazy Crab.
Yay!
Crazy Crab at 9204 Southwestern Avenue in Evergreen Park is open for lunch and dinner with favorites like fried catfish, shrimp po' boys, lobster rolls, and raw oysters by the half dozen. And then if you want to get crazy, pick out some crab legs, snow crab, king crab, blue crabs, lobster tail, mussels, clams, crawfish, shrimp, and then pick your flavors: lemon pepper, garlic pepper, crazy Cajun, or combine all three in the trifecta, and then go for the spice. You can go mild all the way up to crazy hot. Then the Crazy Crab brings it to your table and you chow down. Kids, get in the car. We're heading up to 9204 Southwestern Avenue and getting some Crazy Crab.
Yay!
And I want to bring in one of our guests here this week, Reed and Bridget. They are from Cool Clouds. Reed has been on the show before. It's Bridget's first time down here at the bar. How are you guys?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Bridget, it's okay. Just lean right in there and just say hello.
Yeah.
There you
Hi,
go.
how are you?
It's okay.
Happy to be here.
Just that easy.
Just that easy. Just have the conversation. The microphone will pick up everything. First of all, happy Mardi Gras to you. Reed has his mask on his forehead, but earlier Bridget was rocking like the full garb.
It was getting a little hot.
Yeah.
It does get a little hot in here.
Gets a little.
I mean, like New Orleans heat, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we pumped in the heat. Tell me a little bit about what's going on with you guys, because the last time I had Reed down here, we had a really interesting conversation, and you were invitees to the party, and I was like, let's get them up here to the microphone. You're a long-time business here in Evergreen Park. You have more than just one store, but your main one here is in Evergreen Park. You're from Evergreen. You live in Evergreen. And all of a sudden, everything changed because people got very, very nervous about what you guys sell over there, which are the vaping products.
Yeah, so we, since the last time we talked, that was when we were having the lung injury outbreak.
Right.
And, as we thought, it was the THC cartridges, and we did lose a lot of people because of bad information, but...
Because people thought, for some reason, that all of a sudden these people that were having these medical issues was because of the actual vape smoke, and in reality they were using marijuana, you're saying THC. So the easiest way to describe it is that they were using these illegal cartridges and they were sticking them in the vape things.
They were, so but CDC has come out and associated the vitamin E acetate with the lung injury stuff, which is all the illegal product, not what we sell. We want to make sure that we have products that are as safe as they can be, and we're just happy that we're on the other side of that, and we're starting to get people back into the store that want to quit smoking cigarettes, especially with Lent coming up.
Yeah, because that's the crazy thing, is that it was one of those things where you always have told me this now, and we've known each other now for over a year, is that you've always told me that you're not in the I want to get you to start vaping business. You're in the I want to get you to stop smoking business. That's kind of what you do. You don't sit there and say, hey, why don't you try out this vape thing? It's not what you want. If you don't smoke, you're you really shouldn't try this, big guy. If you smoke, this is a way to get off of smoking cigarettes.
And that's always been our foundational principle, is to get people off of cigarettes. So
right.
There are plenty of people that smoke cigarettes that we can convert to a less harmful alternative. So we're going to do that, and then we always discourage people that aren't smokers of using these products. So.
Bridget and I were talking recently, and after we talked, Bridget, I got to tell you, one of the things that jumped into my mind off our conversation. I got kids in one of the local schools, right? And that's the big concern now. Kids are going to start vaping. Okay, I don't want my kid to go anywhere near it. Just for the same reason I wouldn't want him to start smoking. But they have these talks, and I feel like sometimes the person who's giving the talk doesn't know as much about it as you guys when you're more the experts. Wouldn't it be
witness firsthand?
So wouldn't it be interesting? Would you guys show up at a place and actually tell the kids these are the dangers of vaping, and this is why? It's not you're trying to say, oh no, it's completely safe. You're no, kids shouldn't be doing this, right? I would imagine you're carding when people are walking in and everything like that.
We card. We don't want kids vaping. We don't want kids smoking. Just like they didn't want us smoking when we were in high school.
Right.
But I think what we came across here with everybody in the past few months getting scared is that they call everything vape. And they don't talk about how there is vape to help people quit smoking, and then there's vape that is weed.
Right.
It's two separate things.
Those are very different.
Those are very separate things. I mean...
one of them when I was a kid would have got me yelled at, and one of them when I was a kid would have got my butt kicked. There would have been completely different punishments when that would have happened.
And I did go to the parent forum on vaping at the Evergreen Park High School.
Okay.
That was in December, I think. There wasn't a huge turnout, but I think that's because a lot of the Evergreen Park parents know that they can come directly to us. If they have a question, and we get it all the time.
You get people that come walking in and they go hey, I want to know what this is really about and what's going on.
And I found this in my kid's room.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
So somebody will show up at the store and they'll be this is what, and you guys will tell them. You'll be this is what he's doing.
I'll break it down.
Okay, interesting.
That's great. I mean, that way, just you as a parent can know what kind of level of anger you...
So things are getting better, I would assume, right, Reed? Are you guys feeling a little bit better over there now that people are starting to understand the science behind what's going on, and that you're not the evil enemy that's, putting something horrible out there just for profit? Things are getting better for you, right?
Well, yeah, we've always been really well supported by the people of Evergreen Park. We've been around for a long time. Unfortunately, we did lose a lot of people back to cigarettes with the scare, but they're starting to come back. That was one of the big things that we actually...
So what's the big difference? If I'm smoking a cigarette and I go to vaping, what is the health benefit for me to switch as a person who doesn't smoke? What makes it all of a sudden better for me that I'm okay, I want to stop smoking, but I'm having a hard time quitting, but vaping's going to make it better. How?
So essentially, it's a nicotine replacement.
Okay.
So where you get most of the carcinogens, which is what actually causes damage to you, is when you combust tobacco, when you have that ignition point where you light something on fire.
Okay.
So as a non-smoker, it'd be like getting soot, versus just
which is why the lungs look terrible when they show like a lung of a smoker. That's what it is. Okay.
So what we're doing with vapor products is we're not combusting anything. So we are creating an aerosol that has the nicotine. So you do get the nicotine
into your lungs
that a smoker needs.
Okay.
And you're mimicking the action, but your carcinogen load is dramatically reduced from a combustible cigarette. So we're essentially taking the action and mimicking it as good as we can so that people have a replacement that's comfortable for them. Because, quitting smoking's hard, and trying to force people to quit smoking has never worked ever. So you need to make sure that people have a comfortable first step into that.
So you guys, your location again, what's the address, just so everybody knows?
3837 West 95th Street.
All right, and they've got not only the vape products if you're looking to stop smoking, which is an alternative for you to get off of cigarettes, but also, Hannah, they've got your favorite stuff, the CBD products.
That's good stuff. Really, for anxiety, it's wonderful.
Hannah loves the CBD stuff. She walks
love
around
it.
and swears by that
I
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
For anxiety,
Absolutely
or
loves
if
it.
your nerves are high.
Yeah.
But you don't get that THC high. You're just calm.
You're just a calm
Your
person.
mind is not altered. You're not like psychotropic. You're just naturally calm.
Right. Says the girl with the Mardi Gras mask on and the feathers around her neck. You're like a spokesperson.
Come do CBD, y'all. Woohoo!
Hannah, once Mardi Gras is over, I know, Lent begins, right? And if you're Catholic and you're observing, you have to eat no meat on Wednesday, Ash Wednesday, of course, and then all the Fridays. And I have been invited over with my lovely wife. We're going over to the Red Palm this Wednesday. They're starting their fish fry. So they're doing it on Ash Wednesday, and then they've got the fish fry every Friday that they're going to be doing the full. So I'm going to try it out on Wednesday. I'll be there. Mike Nix invited us over. We're going to try out the whole fish fry. We'll give you a report next week on how it is. Hold on. Oh, that's bad. But I'm drinking this thing out of a Pat O'Brien's glass. This is the most disgusting hurricane I've ever had in my life.
You haven't drank like
No,
maybe half?
I'm like sipping this thing. Because first, I got the hurricane mix from Binny's.
Right.
Because I didn't want to go out and spend the time to put like all the different ingredients together because it's very complicated.
It's labor intensive to make a
Yeah,
hurricane
and I'm like,
from
I'll
scratch.
just get the hurricane mix. This is like, it's thick. It's like I'm drinking syrup.
Now, if you were
I
to
just
go
keep adding rum
on
to it to
Bourbon
make it.
Street, this is what they pour you.
Oh.
Now, if you go to Pat O'Brien's, they have their own hurricane mix, their own special recipe. So you're going to get a higher quality. Yeah. But up here, they're just going to sell the corn syrup bottled stuff.
I'm going to get diabetes drinking this.
But you'll get drunk, too.
As long as I keep putting rum into it. Dear God, it's like I
This
keep
is
trying
pretty
to
much what you get on Bourbon
I keep
Street,
trying
though.
to justify
So this is authentic.
how bad it tastes. And then I just keep adding rum like, okay, well, we're going to finish it now.
Yeah.
Like, this is what my goal has been the
Well,
entire show.
when you made it originally, you put like, 1 part mix and half part rum, pretty much. Could have been the other way around.
Really?
Mostly rum, yeah.
I should have just filled this thing with rum.
Yes.
Oh, pass the rum down.
Which
Show's
one?
gonna end. I might as well try your theory. Now that we're at the end of the show, just pour a bunch of rum in here. Let's see what happens.
Another show isn't wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show isn't wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast basement. The nudist basement. The broad basement. Slancha.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at the eppodcast.com.